and welcome to another live stream watch along reaction. This afternoon, we're watching and reacting to France versus Senegal, FIFA World Cup 2026, Group I, Match 1 for both these teams and in the group, of course. France and Senegal, very interesting matchup here. The runners-up from the last World Cup playing a possible dark horse candidate. Will we have another draw? Or will we actually finally have a winner for the first time in over 24 hours or whatever? Definitely over 24 hours. But with that being said, here we are. First of 4 matches today. We're live for France-Senegal. We're live for Iraq-Norway. We're live for Argentina-Algeria, and that's where our review today will come, is that match. And then we're live for Austria-Jordan. Tomorrow we're live for Portugal-DR Congo. We're live for England-Croatia. We will review that one as well. Ghana-Panama, live review. And then, of course, Uzbekistan-Colombia, live RS, just a live there. Then, of course, we'll put up the Thursday games and all that. Well, I had a navy blue shirt that kind of looks like a France shirt. So, a navy blue polo shirt that kind of looks like a France shirt. By that I mean last times. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do here. Thank you very much, son. Thank you very much. Senegal ties France. Yeah, because it seems like every game at this tournament's been a damn draw, eh? With that being said, I didn't know. I was kind of like, you know what? Do I wear the polo shirt that kind of looks like the France shirt from the last tournament or World Cup? Or do I wear a green John Cena shirt because Senegal? I was like, you know what? I'll go with the polo shirt. France 2-0 or 3-1. You would think, but at this point, I don't even know if I should predict this damn tournament. I think France wins, though. I do believe we finally got a win for the first time in over a day. I think we do. I'd be shocked. Senegal's a good team, but France is France. With that being said, France starting 11. In goal, Mike Maignan. The back forward, Jules Koundé. William Saliba, Dio Upamecano. Teo Hernandez. The CDMs, Aurelien Chouameni. Adrien Rabiot. I can't believe he's still kicking, but here he is. Right wing, Michael Olise. Center attacking mid, Ousmane Dembele. Desiree Doué, left wing. Kylian Mbappe, the striker for Senegal. In goal, Edouard Mendy. Left back, Malik Diouf. Center back, Moussa Niakate. Kalidou Koulibaly. Crepin Diatta, the right back. Center mids, Pape Gueye. Lamine Camara. Idrissa Gana Gueye, the center mids. The left wing, Sadio Mane. Striker, Jackson. Right wing, Ismaila Sarr is the starting 11 for these teams, and the anthems are being played as we speak. Celtic and Rangers now want Elijah Just. Honestly, I think he'd be very good for the Scottish Prem. I think he'd fit in, or a championship club. I think the style of play that he had last night and the way he works off a hold-up play, I'm not saying that's the only thing he can do, but I really believe that that is a good move for him. I don't know if he's ready for the Prem yet, or if he wants to play for a relegation fodder club / a 13th, 14th place level club. Hey, Chelsea might sign him anyway because they're idiots, but, you know, whatever. Well, not because they're an idiot to sign him, but they're an idiot to sign most of everybody they probably signed, and especially anybody they've kept. But, no, I think Scottish Prem or Championship's probably his level. A little bit more physical, more hold-up play, more playing off the hold-up play. As I said, he could probably do more than that, but that's what really wowed me last night was how he worked off the hold-up play of Chris Wood. Or you could just send him to Nottingham Forest. You know, maybe you could play with Chris Wood there. Let's go, Senegal, says Pepita. He plays for Motherwell. 7 goals, 8 assists. Well, I did say he would fit. Well, what did I say that was wrong? He fits in the Scottish Prem. He does play in that league. My bad. It wasn't really well, I guess you could say it was, but either way. He does fit in that league. He fits in that type of play. What did I say that was exactly wrong? Except maybe sort of casting it more as a... The words I said weren't exactly wrong. He would fit in that league because he does fit in that league. Okay, maybe the would was what made it wrong, but either way. Or the championship, which that would be a would. Okay, that would be a would. But either way. He plays in the Scottish Prem already. Well, he does fit in, doesn't he? 2-0. As you know, I don't watch that league. I say go Celtic. Well, yeah, I'd prefer... Well, besides some Celtic games, but I don't watch many. As you know, I'm the one who shit on it. And it had the best... Well, okay, I did watch the title race. I actually was entertained. Because there was some actually entertaining to watch in that league. Which it wasn't Motherwell. But either way. Yeah, I'd rather him go Celtic because, well... Celtic. I definitely would enjoy watching Elijah just play more than once. 3 times every 4 years. So. Alireza Fahani from Australia is the referee. As you know, I'm the one who shit on the Scottish Premier League. Right before they had the best title race in my life in probably 3 generations, if I'm being honest. Abdullah Al-Sheri, the VAR referee. Motherwell get European football next season. Well, if they want to actually win something, it better be Conference League, eh? It's still going to be tough, but... France, Mike Maignan, Teo Hernandez, William Saliba, Dayo Upamecano, Jules Koundé, Adrien Rabiot, Aurelien Chouameni, Desiree Doué, Ousmane Dembele, Michael Olise, and Kylian Mbappe. Then again, he performed at the World Cup, so... Does he really need to play the Europa League / Conference League first before playing the Champions League? Starting 11, Edouard Mendy, El Hadji Malik Diouf, Moussa Niakate, Kalidou Koulibaly, Crepin Diatta, Pape Gueye, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Lamine Camara, Sadio Mane, Jackson, and Ismaila Sarr. Senegal, the team who actually won the AFCON trophy on the day, who aren't African champions anymore because of the court. Senegal is such an underrated squad. I mean, technically they're the African champions. How is that underrated? Like, I mean, if people don't see, well, people don't watch them as much. Yeah, that's probably why. But Morocco gets respect. Morocco is respected. They're not underrated. Maybe a little bit, but most people do watch AFCON. Well, I mean, yeah, what else is there to watch in January besides, well, there ain't much else to watch in January because they made far in the World Cup. Senegal hasn't yet, but Senegal can. You hear about Argentinian fans getting in fights with Algerian fans? No, I have not. But people don't. Okay, I was like, I like watching AFCON. I think African football is fun to watch. I'd probably watch more of it if I was African, but I'm not. Like, the time zones are a little bit fucked. and we're off 0-0. It's about as chaotic as CONCACAF, I would say. It's about as enjoyable as CONCACAF. I mean, I gotta say, I do love the Asian Football Confederation. I do love watching Japan play. But if you want to talk about quality plus chaos, the only thing that can nearly match CONCACAF in quality plus chaos is Africa. Playing forward. Headed over the bar. I'd say most of the chaos in CONMEBOL is more fan-based than player-based, in my opinion. But either way. Like on the pitch and in the stands. My top 5 is USA, Colombia, Japan, Turkey, Senegal. Get Turkey out of there. Get Turkey out of there. Besides, what the hell? I hope you mean dark horses, too. Because what the hell about France and... What about France and Spain? Well, I don't know about Spain anymore, actually. I don't know. I think Spain might not be... I don't know. Spain kind of... Free kick here or corner for Senegal. Corner for Senegal. Chouameni and Maignan are just holding up a player themselves because reasons. Here's the corner. Short corner. Cleared away by France. Will the defending runners-up and champions from 8 years ago, just teams you support. Oh, okay. Maignan got dropped. Germany and Senegal. Okay. As I said, when it comes to me, the teams I'm rooting for in the World Cup, Canada, of course. If Iceland were in this tournament, they'd be number 1. You must have really loved 2018. 17th FIFA World Cup appearance for France, their 8th consecutive. You must have really loved the summer of 2018. They're trying to catch Kansas City on fire. Wait, what? 4th World Cup appearances for Senegal, their 3rd consecutive. So it was 18, 22, and this year, and then 2002. And they made the quarterfinals in 2002, losing to Turkey at 1-0. Senegal, 3 minutes in. Second meeting all time, Senegal beat France in the opener of the 2002 FIFA World Cup 1-0. Second meeting all time as in World Cup meetings or all time? 333. Yeah, I get that. I know that. Mbappe, heavy touch there. The dictator Mbappe. Second and third cousins there too. Okay. Small world. Are they Icelandic, or are they military brats living in Iceland? Do you have family in Iceland? Been there 3 times. Just asking. Icelandic, okay. I ask because a lot of people across the world that 22 players on the Senegal roster play for European clubs. I never had to move much because, well, my dad was a Marine, but all his Marine career was before I was born. But when you're once a Marine, you're always a Marine, so I am a Marine brat in my mind. But I never had to move like that in my life. I think you're wrong about Spain. Just like every World Cup winner the last 18 years always had a first match where it went really wrong, and they end up winning the whole thing. You're right. We can't take too many things out of the first match, but Cape Verde's probably got to be the most embarrassing. It wasn't even a loss, but it must feel like one. Saudi Arabia against Argentina was shocking, but I think a lot of the Argentina predictions were more wish casting than actually saying, oh, Argentina actually might do this. I mean, yeah, there was a little bit of a Argentina might win this, but I think it was more we want Messi to get his because this is probably his last World Cup. Let's not forget, well, 2014 wasn't really a disaster, but 2018 was. And Copa, they won the Copa, but was that going to translate? I think in hindsight, the Saudi loss looks worse than it really was. In hindsight, it was shocking. No, when I saw that, it was shocking. Don't get me wrong. But in hindsight, I think it looks worse than it did in the moment. So I'm like, well, yeah, it's surprising, but one, anything can happen. Second of all, Saudi's got a solid team, or they did have a solid team, and they still do, but not as solid. They aren't as solid as they are now. But I don't know. I think Cape Verde is one of the most embarrassing early losses or draws or fracassos in World Cup history. Like, this has got to be the most embarrassing. I mean, for Cape Verde, it's not. I mean, for them, they're proud. But for Spain, this has got to be embarrassing. I mean, Spain lost their first game in 2010, I think, but at least that wasn't as embarrassing as drawing Cape Verde. Like, this is embarrassing. I'm liking how Senegal moves. They're moving well. Sabari to Bayern, yes, that's pretty good. Huh, nice. Dima Maghreb. Yeah, and if there's any Senegalese people here, they're gonna eat you alive for that one. I think Senegal, they're playing well. But again, I thought they were a true dark horse this tournament. Again, they won the AFCON. Well, I don't know what to quotation marks. I mean, they won AFCON on the pitch. They lifted the trophy. You can't neuralizer my brain like it's Men in Black. I saw them lift the trophy. I don't give a crap what a gavel says. A gavel in black robe says. I don't care. Yeah, they shouldn't have walked off the pitch. Yeah, CAF was within their rights to strip them of the title for it. Technically, by the rules, they should, but Sabari's really underrated, man. God cooked Liverpool. Yeah, he's a damn good player. I think I can see why El Kaabi isn't starting at the World Cup. The biggest dark horse is low-key Iran. If only they weren't getting screwed over by the U.S. government. If only, you know what? I gotta say, but the way they played against New Zealand, if you didn't know, Iran had to take a Greyhound bus ride to get to L.A. No, I can kind of understand what he's saying. Oh, look, it's Eli Manning. But I can see what he's saying. If Iran if they moved all their games to Mexico and they didn't have to leave the country and then come back and leave the country and come back just to play their games and instantly be whisked out of the country, I don't know. I think they might be. It's a wonder they're doing as well as they did, because I thought they did play well last night. Yes, it was 50-50. Yes, it was punch for punch. But who's to say that they don't beat New Zealand if they get a little bit fairer treatment? whether the game was in Mexico, whether the game being in Mexico, or they get to stay at least a night in the USA before they have to go back to Mexico, which is what they were planning on doing. They can't. They got whisked out of the stadium and put on a plane and sent back to Mexico. It's real. Peace deal my ass. Peace deal my ass. If that peace deal was real, maybe that wouldn't be happening. Well, I don't know. Maybe it still would be. But you would think if there was actually a peace deal, well, it hasn't been signed yet. It's being signed on Friday. If you think there's a peace deal between Iran and the United States, or it won't get ruined in the next 5 days, I have a freaking bridge to sell you in San Francisco, you idiot. I have a bridge to sell you. I have oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. If you think that treaty won't be ruined, or if you think there is a treaty and you think it won't be ruined by Friday before it gets signed, or you think there is a deal, I have oceanfront property to sell you in Arizona. There is no deal, and if there is, it ain't gonna be signed because somebody's gonna ruin that deal before it gets signed. If you pick up what I'm putting down, and it won't be the USA. Because I do believe he's desperate enough to try to get out of this shit. But what he doesn't understand is he's locked in. He got fooled into it, and he's locked in until the war dogs get what they want. So Brazil drew against North Korea. When? I don't exactly know about that. Like, if you weren't paying attention, that had a good reputation. But I also have to say that's only probably because the war crimes the USA did were very silent, unless you got hit by the war crimes or you actually were watching real news. Oh, George Bush was such a funny grandpa. Bill Clinton played saxophone while he got blown by his secretary. Barack Obama played basketball. Barack Obama loved making memes with Joe Biden. Uncle Joe is cool. You know what? It was never really, if you paid attention, it was never really that good. Hell, look what Bush did to the people in New Orleans. Look what happened after Katrina. That was a war crime in itself, and it was on his own people. I get New Orleans flooded. They could have done better. You see what happened in the 8th Ward in New Orleans? You see what happened there? The only difference now is it ain't quiet no more. Everything was in whispers. Now it's in screams. That's the only difference. Now it's opulence or forced opulence and a stupid ballroom and a megaphone instead of silence. Nothing changed, though. Nothing changed, though. It just got pulled out into the open. But if you knew, you knew. Exactly. I know it's not exactly where you were going, but yeah, it was always kind of obvious. Back in JFK's time. Well, JFK was a good president, though. And he was the only one. Why do you think they killed him? Hey, oh, by the way, he said he wanted to break the CIA and shatter it into 1,000 pieces and scatter it to the winds. Why do you think they killed him? JFK actually worked for the people. He was probably the last president to truly work for the people and truly care and truly try to do the right thing. And they killed him. LBJ had him killed. LBJ took him down to Dallas and got him killed. And then they killed his brother too because his brother tried to continue RFK Sr. Tried to do good things. Tried to run for president. They killed him too. And now look what we're stuck with. L. Which African team do you think will go first to the World Cup? Morocco. I got Morocco in the final. But Senegal looks pretty good, though. The difference was well, I'm Moroccan. Glad to hear that. I mean, I think they should have beaten Brazil, really. I think they can make the final. I don't think they're beating France in the final. Morocco is. I'd love to see it. They're not. And it's going to be, I think Ivory Coast might do really well. They did look good against Ecuador, but let's not forget Ecuador also can't finish anything. Ecuador is the football version of anorexia. They couldn't finish a morsel of their goals, their chances. It's like somebody with anorexia. They can't eat a damn morsel of food. That was what Ecuador did. It's the football version of anorexia. I mean, Ivory Coast looked good, but when they actually play somebody who could finish, I mean, Ecuador made chances. They just couldn't put it away. That's the thing that worries me there. Now, also, Ecuador has one of the best defenses in the tournament, though, so maybe that evens out. I don't know, but I mean, Ivory Coast had their chances too. Actually, the thing that I want to say is that the Ivory Coast should have played the Man United guy. Damn it, it's in here. Here we go. Yeah, Diallo. They should have started him. They put him on. I mean, it worked out. They put him on late and they scored. Diallo should have started. I think Senegal will do what? Yeah, Senegal's look pretty good here. Senegal's look pretty good here. I mean, they are the. I know you're Moroccan, but I have to say it. Senegal won the AFCON on the pitch. They lifted the trophy. You're not neuralizing me. Morocco got the trophy given to him in a court. Yes, Senegal walked off. Yes, that could get the title flipped away, but CAF should have made that call themselves. The fact it took 2 months to go to a court, I mean, it was on camera in 4K. CAF could have made that call because by their rules, yeah. They did play better, but leaving the pitch is bad, which I'm agreeing with. But the game finished. They lift the trophy, and then CAF did nothing. It just went straight to a court, and then the judge said, which by the letter of the law, yes, they left the pitch. Well, I ain't even that tired, actually. My brain's running slow today. And I know who Amad Diallo is. He plays for Man United. It's just his name was on the top of my head. I couldn't place it. I had to read my book for 5 seconds. I said Man United kid before I said his name. So I know who he is. Because they actually have class. The Japanese, and I should know this. I mean, I know the culture and I know enough of the language to get by and all that. The Japanese are very respectful. The Japanese are a very respectful people. They care. They are very united. And they live on a code of respect and ethics and honor, so to speak. And cleaning up and a code of cleanliness as well. Here's something in Japan that you'll find crazy. You'll never see a trash can on the side of a street. If you have trash, now people do eat on the street after they get some from a convenience store. I think that does happen. But if you have trash on the street, you have to carry your trash to the next convenience store and throw your trash away in their trash. Go in and throw your trash away in their trash. That just shows you how clean those people are. That there are no trash cans on the side of the road, side of the street in Japan. They're very clean people. They're very respectful people, and they think it's respectful to clean their section and clean the stadium before they leave it, which makes sense. Honestly, I don't know why they're the only people that do it. But I think that just shows you that the Japanese are very full of class and most people aren't. I think that's what that shows. Because every time I see the Japanese do it, you know what's funny? When the Japanese clean the stadium, clean their section, people are like, oh, that's cool. Like Americans and other people, but especially Americans say, oh, that's cool. That's amazing. That's beautiful. Then why don't you do it? You see this every 4 damn years. And if you watch the Women's World Cup, you see it 2 years in a row of every 4 years. And they do it in other sports too. Baseball. Nobody really talks about WBC, but whatever. The Olympics, other sports as well. So why don't you do it if you think it's amazing? It's just common courtesy. I don't get it. Leafs traded Wall to the Flyers. I know. I don't exactly like it. Japanese people are fantastic. I agree. I love the Japanese culture. I love Japan. As I said, my mom lived there for 4 years in high school, and her experience is why I live my life knowing the culture, knowing enough of the language to get by, why I don't sound like a gaijin when I speak the language. I would love to live there, even if I get side-eyed for a little bit for being a gaijin, but I feel like they would look at me and be like, you know what, he's cool, he's fine. But other than that, yeah, you'll never hear me say a bad word about Japan. You'll never hear me say a bad word about Japan, no. Have you seen the RFK movie? I didn't know there was one. Well, I mean, honestly, to redeem yourself, you'd redeem yourself here when it comes to Morocco, in my opinion. Like you're at a World Cup. You redeem yourself here. If you go further, well, I guess we know who the real champions are of Africa. In my opinion, here's how I'm going to call it. Here's how I'm going to call it. Yes, Morocco has a trophy due to the ruling. But here's how I'm going to call it. Out of the two teams, for me, the African champion is the team who goes furthest in the World Cup. And yeah, there's a little bit of luck on that, but I think that's a fair call. And I think that can be agreed upon, honestly. The real African champion is the team who goes furthest in the World Cup of the two, of Senegal and Morocco. And I think that's the common solution. even though Morocco will have the trophy due to the courts, and I'm sure there'll be appeals from Senegal. And here's how you consider it. The real African champion does better at the World Cup. Same team pretty much, well, except for the manager on Morocco's side. But either that, most players are the same year. I think that's the way to look at it. Water break. I think that's the way to look at it fairly, in my opinion. I mean, if I'm at a stadium, I will. Ahmad played at Rangers too. Easily could have gone in. Yeah, he's lucky there. He's lucky there. Corner. Favorite club team? Toronto FC. Duh. Favorite national team? Canada. Favorite player? This one's a tougher question. Currently for Toronto, Daniel Shallowy probably. Currently in all of football, João Pedro. Growing up, Toronto, Dwayne De Rosario. Well, and Seba Javinko. My younger years, like my elementary school, middle school years, Dwayne De Rosario. High school and older, early adulthood, Seba / Pozuelo. All time or all football, Eden Hazard. Favorite national team from every continent? CONCACAF, Canada. UEFA, Italy. Asia, Japan. Africa, Morocco. CONMEBOL. Argentina, I guess. CONCACAF, UEFA, Asia, Africa, CONMEBOL, OFC, New Zealand, I guess. That's it. I think. Yeah. I'm not a Brazil fan, and I don't think I'd say I'm a fan of anybody else in CONMEBOL, so I guess it's Argentina by default, I guess. It's Argentina by default, I guess. Thoughts on Euros and Copa? I think the Euros are more quality football of those two tournaments. I think the Copa is more entertaining. I think the Euros have the more quality football, and the Copa is more entertaining. I'd rather watch the Copa, though. But the good thing about the Euros and Copa is when they're played in the same summer, you have like a full day of football. You have the morning of the Euros and then the night of Copa. I like that. And I hope CONCACAF plays all the time in Copa from now on. I'm fine. And why? Why are South American teams performing so bad? Because I think they are. I think a lot of teams, South America shouldn't really have a problem with the heat, and they shouldn't really have a problem with the American climate compared to other teams. So it can't really be that. I just think it's the teams that aren't supposed to be good or aren't truly good that have been played at this point, and it's a lot closer than you would think. I think it's just the luck of the draw of who's played. Like, once Morocco's better than Brazil, we know that, and they're a giant. That's the only thing that I'd be like, okay, yeah. Ecuador and Ivory Coast are probably similar levels, but Ivory Coast recently won an AFCON. Ecuador hasn't won a Copa in God knows how long, and certainly not with this roster. So, honestly, maybe Ivory Coast is better, and in the end, that showed. I don't think we could totally paint with a broad brush. Like, there's two different brushes to paint with. A big brush for the big three of Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, and then the rest is everybody else. I think most, besides Brazil, most of the teams who play out of CONMEBOL are the teams who you wouldn't expect to do that well anyway. USA is better than Paraguay, and you saw that happen. Playing forward, shot wide. You saw that play out. I don't think the results for CONMEBOL teams so far are really surprising at all. Even the Brazil-Morocco result, I thought Morocco would win that game, but a draw, yeah, that makes sense. And they still should have won it, but again, I think it's got to be climate. It's got to be time zones. It's got to be a lot of things like that. Morocco is not good at scoring. It sounds like Canada. Colombia's going to semis, trust. Okay. Diego Luna is linked to join in Mexico. He can't. He's been cap tied. He played a tournament with the USA, and he's played over 3 games for the USA, and he's not under 23. He couldn't if he wanted to. It's 31st minute. Which I feel like in an exceptional circumstance like this, you should be able to, but by the rules you can't. I think an exceptional circumstance where you have dual nationalities and you get absolutely disrespectfully snubbed by your nation, you should be able to switch. Well, even if he didn't want to, he has to. I just said he's cap tied because of the Gold Cup. He's played more than 3 games, and he's over 23. He's cooked. He has to stay even if he didn't want to. He can't switch. He cannot switch. He is tied to the USA where he wants to be or not by the rules. Unless they add a rule where if you get snubbed disrespectfully, you could switch. He's still a USA player, whether he wants to be or not, which right now I'm sure he doesn't want to be. Then again, it's funny. Diego Luna got snubbed from the Olympics, and then he got snubbed from the World Cup. Damn. Dude's unlucky as hell. I honestly think the World Cup one's worse. I understand what you're saying, but... Oh, okay. McKennie and Diego Luna play 2 different positions. 1. 2, you need McKennie. 3, they play different positions. McKennie plays the 8, Luna plays the 10. They both should be able to coexist. 0-0. They both should be playing at the same time. If they were both 8s, I still wouldn't agree with you, but at least they'd be in the same position. But well, I mean, a number 10 would look better than a number 8 because a number 10 creates the play. He scores sometimes. A number 8's more defensive and more a holding midfielder that can get forward if need be, depending on the situation. So, of course, Diego Luna would look better if you didn't really watch the game. This is the World Cup. Salt Lake has been awful. Yes, but Diego Luna's been playing for Pochettino for 2 years. Pochettino built his squad around Diego Luna. Sometimes I would think if you're spending 2 years being the focal point of a squad, whether the big guys were there and he was still the focal point. It wasn't just a Gold Cup thing. For 2 years, Diego Luna was the face of the United States. Was the face of Pochettino's project, and what happened? And F1 Academy Season 2. of the show is not going to be released on Netflix. Damn. 35th minute. What about Tillman? I'd rather have Diego Luna. But Tillman could have still been on the squad. Why the hell's Christian Roldan there? Like, it's that simple. You're telling me Salt Lake is that bad that Diego Luna should get snubbed for Christian Roldan? I don't want Luna to replace Tillman. He shouldn't have been, Roldan shouldn't have been on there. Tillman should have been on the roster, but I'd rather have Diego Luna, at least under Pochettino. But Tillman could be on the roster. He should be on the roster. The guy who shouldn't be on the roster is Christian Roldan. Playing forward. I think he's calling me delusional. But I said what I said. Because Potts said Roldan's a good player, and he's an idiot. Anybody who thinks Christian Roldan is a good player needs a smack upside their head, especially internationally. I mean, for Seattle, sure, fine, cool. Holy, 37th minute. Oh, I'm sure he's seething right now. And frankly, I wouldn't blame him. Have you watched MLS? Who are we talking about? Because, yeah, Diego Luna's a good player. Roldan, maybe for the Sounders he's a good play. Roldan's not better than Luna. I agree. I wasn't saying that. Roldan is an MLS player. The MLS Cup was Christian Roldan won 2 MLS Cups in 2016 and 2019. What does that have to do with this cycle? And he was better back then, by the way. That was when he was national team quality, and he was barely national team quality back then. He ain't now. And yeah, Gold Cup, but that, at this point, the way that the Big Three treat the Gold Cup, in MLS, for Seattle, and I'm not saying he ain't, but when it comes to the national team, Christian Roldan was national team quality back in 2018 and 2020 and 2021. Barely now. And he was barely back then. Let's stop acting like Miami's actually that good. Let's stop acting like Miami's actually that good. Like it's actually a freaking achievement to tear up Miami. Even if Messi's playing, you do realize they're top heavy. If you shut down Messi and you're actually tactically good, which the Sounders are because Brian Schmetzer is a damn good coach, even though he looks like a school principal, Miami is ass. They are top heavy. They are a bunch of frauds. Let's not act like tearing up Miami's a good thing. Let's not act like it's awesome. Like if it was LAFC, I'll give it to you. If it was Wolff or Nazis Columbus, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. If it was a Mexican team, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. Miami, That's like what people say is like, well, don't look at how bad they actually are, but he tore up Miami. You know, that's good. Vancouver. Where's Torts heading? He's resigning from the Golden Knights. I wish it would be the Leafs, but I have no idea. Because the Leafs say they're going to hire a coach in a couple of days. Does Messi play defense? No. Where does Miami's problems reside? In the defense, yeah. And the fact that Berterame can't score and Suarez should be on a walker with tennis balls on it. Does Messi play defense? No. Does Messi track back? No. Where is Miami's problems? The defense. Exactly. If Messi can't score, they're cooked. And if Suarez can't take a freaking can of spinach like he's Popeye, they're cooked. They had the best goalkeeper in MLS. What? Dane St. Clair is not the best goalkeeper in MLS. So he was goalkeeper of the year last year. Now he's just completely Jekyll. He used to be Jekyll and Hyde. He used to be good in MLS and shit for Canada. Now he's just shit. He's had a horrible season. I'm glad because at least that means Jesse Marsh made the right decision. Conor Gallagher. Roldan is just as good as Conor Gallagher. As a Chelsea fan, I'm insulted. So you're saying he's a fraud. I'm not saying Messi's a fraud. I'm saying Miami are frauds. There's a difference. Miami is like somebody who buys a freaking Bugatti on credit. Miami's like somebody who buys a Bugatti on credit and has no business buying a Bugatti. Yeah, when their brakes start falling off, it's because they're a poor fuck. They think putting a nice coat of paint or they buy a Lincoln and think that's the height of rich. They buy a Lincoln car and think that's the height of being rich. No, it ain't. You're middle class who has a Lincoln. Shut the hell up. Hopefully that thing doesn't break down or you're really going to be screwed. Oh, it already has 3 times? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're biased. You're biased. 44th minute. 0-0. Senegal's actually playing pretty well. France is kind of struggling. Which I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. It's kind of like, well, no, there's not anybody like 93 on there. But France in the World Cup, it's kind of like the Golden Knights. I don't want to see France win the World Cup. I picked them to win. I don't want to see them win. There's a difference. He was doing exactly what you're doing. Saved. Miami will get Casemiro. You do realize the football's leaving him. Did you not see how bad Morocco cooked his ass? Do you think an MLS team can't do that? Then again, Busquets survived, but Casemiro, the football is leaving him. I don't even know if he's MLS quality at this point. Dude got cooked by Morocco, which, I mean, Morocco's a good team, but did you not see how bad they skinned him? He got stinker and hooked at the 45th minute for Fabinho, who's now playing in Saudi Arabia. Leave the football before it leaves you. I didn't even realize Casemiro was Messi's friend. How the hell would he be? He played for Madrid. Dude's cooked. I agree. I think Cucho's going to be damn good for Colombia. 65th minute or 45th minute plus 6 minutes of stoppage time. Yeah, I see him. He does play well in MLS. I never said he didn't. I never said Roldan was a good Seattle Sounders MLS level player. I never said he wasn't. He makes runs and creates options for when they aren't there. For Seattle, for a Gold Cup team. But I never said he couldn't do that. You're right, he can. For Seattle. Maybe against the freaking Paraguays of the world he could. Against the Frances of the world, they'll eat him up and spit him out for dinner. Against the Dutches of the world, they're going to eat him up and spin him out. USL Championship has more World Cup players than CPL. Well, technically, Garvin Matusala used to play in the CPL. For Forge, even though he doesn't anymore. It counts. Joel Waterman used to play in the CPL, even though he plays for Chicago now. It counts. "47th minute. Yeah, he would be. His brother does, though, and arguably his brother's probably their best player. So if Alex is El Salvador's best player, Christian would be if he chose El Salvador. I didn't say he wasn't quality. He certainly is the level of El Salvador at this point. Probably way better than that level. Way better than that level. But there's levels to this. There's levels to this. Being a good MLS player, being a theoretically El Salvador's best player, being one of the Sounders' best players, being very good on a Gold Cup squad. There's levels to this. That does not mean you're a World Cup level player. Not in the big 2026. He barely was in 22. Brothers on the back 9 is all I'm saying. And he was a scratch golfer on the front 9. Let's be real. 49th minute. El Salvador would have made the World Cup by now. Tyler Adams is a starter. Current players, fair enough. If Christian Roldan is starting over Tyler Adams is either injured to hell and back or Pochettino had an aneurysm. Something's fucked. I don't know which. Tyler Adams either got a red card, either broke his own leg, or Pochettino had an aneurysm and they haven't figured it out yet. Something's fucked if Roldan starts over Adams. Or McKennie, for that matter. But again, you have to play him against the right team. Fair enough. He's a good bench player, but I still think Luna got screwed. I still think it depends on what you want, though. If you want good minutes off the bench against a team like a Senegal or a Paraguay or an Ivory Coast or Turkey, yeah, you use Roldan. He could go in a pinch against a team like that. France, Morocco, Brazil, Canada. Well, Canada would eat him up and spit him out. Mexico, there's been times. I just think Luna, you don't build a team around a guy for 2 years, then stab him in the back like that. Yeah, Argentina plays the third match. I seem to remember the USA getting beat by Canada pretty, or the USA, Canada beating the USA pretty regularly recently. Over the bar. Sarr over the bar, 50th minute. Should be halftime there. Seem to remember. Sarr scores those for Palace every day. The World Cup's tougher. Sometimes it just doesn't come off. Rabiot's just standing there like an absolute dummy. Mannequin. There we go. Sarr only scores that against Liverpool. Halftime. 0-0. Another 45 minutes of a draw. When will we break this genjutsu of draws? Most of all these trained players can only use the inside of the foot. Never really thought of that, but you're right. 0-0. 0-0 medio tiempo. Well, this is France and Senegal. They don't speak Spanish. With that being said, better than I expected. Senegal is doing better than I expected against France. Yes, France is a little bit underwhelming, I have to say. France is a little bit underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Who won that game, though? Or games 2022 Hamilton, the draw in Nashville, which was pretty good. The game the summer that Berhalter got fired before Poch came in, that September, I think. Yeah, Canada won that game too. Canada beat them in that third place game. Hell, if I'm correct, yeah, we're probably both biased. That's fair. But then again, hey, isn't the last time Canada and U.S. played, didn't Canada win? Doesn't Canada have the most recent win against the United States? I'm just saying. I don't think we've played each other since that third place game, yeah? I don't think we have. And that was a Canada win. Missed that chance because he didn't want to use his left foot or the outside of his right foot. Well, again, those probably feel more unnatural to him than that inside of his right foot. I mean, I don't look up. If his right foot is his dominant foot, if his right foot is his dominant foot, the side of his right foot is his dominant side of his foot. He would feel weird going this way or going here on his weak leg. But then again, it depends on what his dominant leg is. And normally the inside of the foot's more dominant than the outside of the foot. It's like on tennis, a foreswing probably is more powerful than a backswing. So the outside of the foot's more of a backswing. The inside is more of a front swing. And lifting it is probably the top of your foot. But Mexico versus South Africa, RSR, yes. Or South Korea. My bad, South Korea, yes. South Korea, my bad, yes. Canada, I think on Thursday I'm doing a review for Canada and Mexico, so the two late matches. Scoreline prediction for Mexico versus South Korea. 3-1 Mexico. Even with Montez out. With that being said, we'll take a short break. Talk about the stats, get this one going. Sit tight, be back. 0-0. Sit tight, be back. We are back for the stats at the half. Here we are. 56% possession to 44% possession. 1 shot to 5. 0 shots on goal to 1. 0 big chances missed to 2. 280 accurate passes, 87% to 213, 85%. 3 corners to 2. 1 shot to 5. 0 shots on goal to 1. We got 223 passes to 252, 87% pass accuracy to 85. 4 throws to 14. 0 offside to 1. 0 yellow cards, 0. 0 red cards, 0. 3 fouls to 4. 0-0 at the half. For me, Senegal's been the better team, I would say. They've had better chances. They've missed. They probably should be up right now. If Sarr didn't miss a chance they probably would have made in club football. France has been very underwhelming. I have to say, France has been a very underwhelming side today of these two teams. I think Senegal is controlling them pretty well and controlling the game pretty well. Even though they do have less possession, I think their possession's been more meaningful and been more beneficial. I don't think France's possession has been much to write home about. They've only got 1 shot. Mbappe hasn't had a pretty game. Looks more like Real Madrid Mbappe than anything else, but France does have a bench to pull from, and they're going to do it if need be. Senegal working their asses off. I got to say Senegal is the better team. I got to say they're the better team here of the two. I think France is very disappointing, and I am disappointed. Good game. Senegal's making a good game. And the fact that France isn't just ripping them to shreds, which they could if they wanted to, but with that being said, it's not there yet, I should say. We'll see what happens in the second half, but definitely interested to see where this goes from here. Will France quality work through, or will Senegal hold on, or will we get another draw because both teams score a goal? That's the fun of this World Cup. We'll watch and see what the second half is. Now it goes. It'll be our first game of the day. With that being said, second half. Waiting for it, and let's see if France can answer. Or not answer, but ask the question. Or answer if they need to answer. Oh, they put Kobe Jones in a sporting goods ad, huh? Cool. But France has been disappointed. Senegal's been good. Hopefully, for Senegal's sake, hopefully this continues the way it is. For France's sake, they got to change this pretty quickly, in my opinion. Second half, here we go. These half times feel pretty quick, I'm not going to lie. It does not feel like it's been 15 minutes at all. It does not feel like it's been 15 minutes at all. I swear. Or even 10 for that matter. Jesus Christ. Either way, doesn't even feel like it's been 15 minutes. 0-0, second half. At the Dreadlands, they are playing the second half of this game in New Jersey. Also, let's not forget the shot that Magnan saved off his foot, aka it went off his foot, and luckily didn't go in. Let's not forget about that one either. I'm surprised that didn't go in either, to be fair. Playing forward. Besides getting the beer and going to the bathroom, was like the entire stadium leave to go do something at halftime because there's a long line to take a piss. There's also a long line to get a beer at stadiums, especially if it's full. '48th minute. Like, if you've been into a fully full stadium, you know. Fair enough, that works too, but frankly, baseball is a little bit harder. Personally, I'd rather eat the beginning too. Yeah. Personally, yeah, I would rather get my nachos at the beginning of the game and get my drink at the beginning of the game. If I have to go through the concourse, if I'm in the green seats or the hospitality where they bring it to you, well, that's even better. It's even better. I need my nachos, though, I gotta say. Back to Magnan. Just get everything at the beginning. I mean, I agree. 49th minute. Offside. Playing forward. Back to Mendy. 14 touches in the first half, fewest by any player for Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe stinker and hooked. I don't know. Should it be? I don't know. Is it? Is it Mbappe stinker and hooked right now? I'm not sure. Well, I mean, he hasn't been hooked yet, but it is a stinker. The question is should he get hooked? The USA to humble Turkey. Yeah, well, that's the final match day of the group stage, so we'll see what happens. If the USA win, it might be a little bit different comparatively to if they don't against Australia. To be fair. Senegal has the ball at their feet. Attacking, plays the ball back. Oh, goes down. He glitched out. It was a test card. USA clearing the group. Good tackle, Senegal. Goes down the box. Goalie gets to it first, and no foul. No foul. Yeah. Man, I still... Oh, man, Arda Güler saying we're better than them. Let's get at them in the tunnel. Oh, my God. That was crazy. I come from a land down under, where rivers flow and men shudder. Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Arda Güler. Like, it's crazy to see how the Turk fans were crying like they were after that game. Playing forward. It was crazy. Playing forward. France. Shot saved by Mendy over the bar for a corner. Elise over the bar. I think he lost 2-0. You were by the Turkey fans, so you saw them crying. You're rooting for Turkey, eh? Oh. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi! 53rd minute. Header saved. Both fan bases were actually really respectful of each other and the players. Well, that's good. We'll be live for Iraq, Norway after this game's over. Of course, the game starts at 5 for Iraq, Norway, so we'll be live for that. 8 o'clock we'll be live for Argentina, Algeria, and then we'll review that game once it's over, and then we'll be back as soon as that review's up. We'll basically be back for Jordan and Austria, Jordan, and that's just a live. So live review live, and then we have our 4 games tomorrow. Here comes Senegal. playing forward. '55th minute. Here comes Senegal. Here's a chance, but that's going to roll to Magnan. Senegal legitimately is taking control of this game right now. I'd say they were better in the first half, but I wouldn't say their control was... They're about to put this game into an iron fist, at least up until the water break, if they keep doing what they're doing. If I'm Senegal, if they don't score by the water break, you might be screwed. I don't know if that means a draw or a loss, but you might be screwed. Because again, with the way this tournament has gone, well, they should beat Paraguay, Turkey. I think they do beat Paraguay. I don't think Paraguay are as bad as the USA made them look, though. But I think Turkey are still better than Paraguay. So playing forward is France. Here's a chance. Shot saved by Mendy. Edouard Mendy with a big save. Playing forward. Senegal, if they don't score by the hydration break, they might be screwed. I feel like I know how this is going to go. I feel like Senegal is going to control the game mostly up until the water break. And then France is going to make their subs, then control the last 15, 20 minutes. And that's if Senegal ain't had the lead, that's where France is going to win it. If Senegal has the lead, that's where France is going to tie it up. I kind of have a feeling that's where we're going. Corner. This World Cup's been crazy, man. There's been a lot of upsets blocked away, even though most of them have been draws. I mean, this game definitely should have goals to it, but all draws be amazing for group play. Penalty, playing forward. Let me guess, for France. 57th minute. Mbappe goes into the box. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's a pen. That's a pen. Ball out for a corner. Mbappe got tackled. The ball's out for a corner, but I'm thinking that's becoming a pen. I think that's going to become a pen. I mean, he jumped over Mane. No, he jumped over him. I don't see the contact. That's not a penalty. No. From the full play, it looked like it. From the slow down angle, that's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. That was a dive. That's a corner. I can't even really see how it was a corner. I don't think even Mane got the ball out. I think it just went out. But I think it would be harsh if this was a penalty. But Mbappe dived. Yeah, Mane never got the ball. Mbappe dived. Mbappe dived over him. I don't even think it's a corner, to be honest. Mbappe jumped. Dictator trying to get a penalty. I mean, yeah, that's a dangerous tackle to make, but I can't say that's I don't know. They're going to the monitor. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty. FIFA's probably like, no, we can't let France draw this game. We got to make sure. Unless it was the trailing leg, which I can't really see it from that angle. Unless it was the trailing leg that he got, which I can't see from that angle. No, he dived. He dived. It's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. He dived. Mbappe dived. And he's going to penalty for France. Penalty for France. The VAR thing said no penalty. It's like even VAR knows that was a dive. Penalty. He gave it. Wait, he gave goal kick. Wait, so FIFA's little no penalty thing wasn't wrong? It is a goal kick. Oh, wait, goal kick. Okay. Shit, y'all confused me. 61st minute, he gave a goal kick. No penalty. I think that's the right call. Dive, dive, dive. Dive all day. WREF. I agree. '62nd minute. I didn't see the trailing leg get caught, though, so that's no pen to me. You watching Argentina later? Yes. I'm watching Argentina later, but I'm also watching Iraq, Norway. I'm watching them all. Still been watching them all. The 63rd minute. Blocked away. Playing forward, France. France going forward. Olise in through. Save! Oh my God, Mbappe can't get a touch to it. Think the Women's World Cup be any more affordable? I mean, I would assume so. Talk about the one that's going to be in the USA and Costa Rica, Mexico, blah, 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 Jamaica. Yeah, I think it would be. Then again, the USA is probably the most... crap, probably won't be. Well, the USA games wouldn't be. I think most all the other games would. But I'm sure there'd be people who go to the games of the other countries. The USA games certainly wouldn't be. Those would still be expensive, knowing how the USA treats women's football. The other games, though, might be more affordable to get played in the USA in 2020, 30 or 2031. In 2031, so I would think most matches be more affordable, but not the American ones. No. Of the games that are played in America. I don't think the games in Jamaica or Costa Rica are going to be expensive. Mexico might. especially the Mexico games. I'm guessing, shot blocked away. I'm guessing that, if we go by this World Cup, is the 2031 Women's World Cup. The USA games will be hosted in USA. Mexico will play their games in Mexico. Jamaica will play their games in Jamaica. And Costa Rica will play their games in Costa Rica, I would assume. Playing forward, Elise. Ball crossed in. Mbappe shot, goal, finally! France scores 1-0. Mbappe. As I said, if I'm at a game in a stadium, I will vlog it. If I'm at a game, I will vlog it. But it's been a while. Mbappe scored. But Mbappe rolled it wide or past the goalie. Kylian Mbappe, the dictator, scores in the 68th minute. The 66th minute. Elise with an amazing pass, and Mbappe finally finished it. Mendy had no chance. (1-0) France. What a finish. Yep. Just low and in. Just slots it home. Nothing too special. Just gets it. Boom. Just slots it. Even Gold Cup so expensive now. Some group stage games with a big 3 player close to 1K. That's why I said if. That's why I said if. If I got comps, that'd be great. I'll vlog that. I don't think that's going to happen, but playing forward. Don't tell me Senegal's coming right back over the top. Over the top. Here's a chance. Shot, goal, soar. Oh, my God. Back-to-back goals. Jackson. Jackson offside. Jackson is, I can't say I'm surprised. Sun made me think it was Sar, but Jackson was off. Yeah, he was offside. I can't say I'm surprised. Good shot too, though. Damn. That was Jackson, yes. So you did get hydration break. Rigged game. How so? He can do that? And I'm surprised too, honestly. I can't say I'm honestly surprised too that he can. Yeah, no, I'm surprised too. I never thought he was that good of a player. Like, he scored goals for Chelsea, but I never thought he was that good of a player. Turns out maybe he is. I thought it was about to be 1-1. Damn. Water break. I don't see how it's rigged. If you're going to go to the monitor, it's probably getting overturned. Let's be real. To be absolutely clear, if a referee goes to the monitor, it's probably going to be overturned. And when he went to the monitor, it was no penalty. Dirty little secret. They don't go to the monitor for no reason. Like, it's very rare that they go to the monitor completely and just say, nope, I'm going to keep it as it is. That's sort of in my opinion, and this is just probably confirmation bias from every game I've seen, but I think I've seen enough. I don't think it's a small sample size at all. If a referee goes to the monitor, it's going to get overturned. Like, that's the dirty little secret. They don't go to the monitor for no reason. They don't go to the monitor to keep their decision the same. Whether it's a penalty that was given that gets overturned on VAR or a penalty that wasn't given that gets given on VAR. If you go to the monitor, it's probably being given or it's being reversed. Okay, that's cool. 70th minute. So, I mean, think about it like that, though. Six shots to 5, 3 shots on goal to 1. France, let's see if they dominate. Well, then again, I can't really guess. Mbappe, 13 career FIFA World Cup goals. First most, or tied for first most in French history. '71st minute. '71 minutes. Ball crossed in. '73rd minute. Ball crossed in. Not there. See ya. Hopefully training goes well. See ya. 73rd minute. Oh, they aren't they? Yeah. Well, it is in New York. OG. '74th minute. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. By the way, speaking of OG, let's stop acting like that Raptors 2019 roster saved by Mendy, corner for France. Let's stop acting like that Raptors 2019 roster was a joke and they were lucky. Let's stop acting like that. Because besides Kawhi, ironically enough, I think a lot of the main players on the Raptors 2019 championship roster have made another NBA Finals, if not won another NBA Finals. Fred is not. Houston's not that good, but 74th minute. Lowry, I think, made a Finals again with the Heat after he left. Norm? Money with the Bucks. Danny Green with LA Lakers. OG with New York. Pascal with Indiana. Two subs for Senegal, 75th minute. Ismail Assar. Tim Payne got signed to Olympia from Paraguay. Really? That's cool. Kamara and Sarov for Mbai. Ibrahim Mbai and Diarra. Wait, Ibrahim Mbai. Doesn't he play for Warren Zaire Emery? Oh, yeah, it's France. Mbai. Doesn't he play for PSG? Yeah, he does. Played there since 2024. So he was there with Mbappe in Mbappe's final season. I mean, I would think the Paraguayan league is better than the New Zealand league. I would assume. Playing forward. Senegal. A-League is the Australian league, just like how the MLS is the American league. New Zealand leagues are like the Canadian teams. True. Mbappe had the ball at his feet and went down. 77th minute. Free kick over the top. Header down. Brought down, cleared away. Basically, Tim Payne. A-League is class. Paraguay is absolute garbage. And their league is garbage. '78th minute. Austin FC buys out Robert Taylor's contract. A-League team won the AFC Champions League. I know, Auckland's FC. Oh, no, Auckland FC won the A-League. My bad. OFC Champions League not too long ago. Was it Western Sydney? Western Sydney did it, I think. Barcola on for France. That's their first sub. Yeah, Western. Okay, yeah, Western Sydney. Adelaide made the final. Western Sydney won in 2014. I mean, that's 12 years ago, but it's not a long time ago, but I was still in middle school when that happened. When Western Sydney won the AFC Champions League, I was still in grade 8. That's how long it's been. But not too long ago, 14 years is pushing it. Or I should say 12 years is pushing it. That's long. Still class. I mean, yeah, that's awesome, but I wouldn't say that was recent. 81st minute. Like, there's been so, like, to me, I feel like 12 years ago was just so different to now. In multiple ways. Personally, and all. Like, a lot of ways. 81st minute mentality, personally, the news. I don't know how. Well, yeah, fair enough. Either way, 82 minutes. France, 1-0 up. 2-0. Playing forward is France. Rabiot. Oh my, what a run. Shot, goal! Just over the keeper from Barcola. Barcola makes it 2. Bradley Barcola. What a run and what a pass. Adrien Rabiot with an absolutely perfectly weighted pass. Barcola with a perfect run and then pops it over the keeper. Beautiful. Well worked. Yeah, France is winning this whole damn World Cup, isn't they? Oh, Lord. I mean, I picked them to win. I didn't say I wanted to see them win, but wow, what a play. Perfect pass, perfect run, over the keeper. Very tight angle, and he pops it in. Just had to be perfect to get it, and he got it. Perfect play. '82nd. No. What a finish. What a play in general. Just everything put together. You were right about your predicted score. Yeah, I'm not surprised. 83rd minute. Senegal played well, but France, their quality just finally had to show through, which it did. It very much did. Barcola scored for once, but on 93 the final, we will say that. No, but on 93 it in the final, we'll say that. As long as Mbappe is performing. Nah, Bradley Barcola is more like if Matthew Nyes doesn't perform, honestly. You let it be for now. Mbappe, if he doesn't perform, that's a 93 performance. That's a 93 performance, my friends. Like, Barcola's more of a hell. I did say 2-0 or 3-1. CAF champions, my ass, says Sun. Like, to me, Barcola's probably more of a Matthew Nyes or an Easton Cowan. Or Max Domi. Club and country. He ain't 93. That would be Mbappe. Mbappe fails, that's some 93 level shit. Nearly 3. Ball crossed in. Shot saved. Mbappe almost got a second, but he did score here, so. Besides, I mean, if you really wanted to call, I'm surprised. You know what? 93's lucky. I want Big Three to play just AFCON. Which Big Three? I mean, if you really want to go there, 93 is lucky AI wasn't really a thing last year like it is now, or any time during his Leafs career. Because, I mean, let's be honest, if you really knew the behind the scenes, speaking of Mbappe, 93 would be called a dictator too. They'd be doing the dictator AI clips when it comes to the Leafs when 93 had he stayed, or had AI been a thing over the past, a big thing, like really good at, generating videos and all that over the past, 4 years or so. They'd be calling him a dictator just like Mbappe. 93 is a dictator, or at least was the Leafs. Cherokee coming on. '86 minute. Or, this will be a. Or the dictator is 93's father. Anybody watch the Downfall movies? Or the Downfall movie / the rant parodies, because I'm trying to see if this joke would not. Because the actual dictator is 93's father. 93, with his antics, is just Panama Gold Cup final, Nations League final. Canada have Davies. Well, I mean, Canada made a Nations League final as well and got bodied by BJ Callahan. So, 88th minute. '88th minute. '88th minute. Waiting for this game to finish out. '89th minute. 1 minute to go plus stoppage time, corner for Senegal. They got to get something out of this if they want any chance of maybe tying the game. Ball crossed in. Header brought away. '90th minute. France 2-0. 8 minutes of stoppage time. Jesus H. Christ. Two 0. I guess the VAR check. Yeah, that probably would do it. Plus the water break. Ross Colton going to Nashville. Huh, that's interesting. I guess water break plus the VAR check. Plus the 2 goals. I guess that maybe 7, but odds and ends probably put it to 8. Probably fair enough. Zidane never got that red card. The red card in the World Cup. Do you think Italy would have won on penalties? They still would have won on penalties. Buffon is him when it comes to penalties. Italy would have still won on penalties. Playing forward, 91st minute. Italy still would have won on penalties. '92nd minute. What do you think was the worst referee performance in football? Chelsea versus Barcelona 2009. It's a disgrace. Duh. 92 minutes. It's a disgrace game. Duh, it's obviously that one. 92 minutes. I wouldn't say no head up penal because I don't think that was a bad performance. Was it worse than South Korea, Italy? Yes. It's a disgrace was worse than South Korea, Italy. Also because I watched that game live. It's a disgrace game live. South Korea, Italy happened in my lifetime. Oh, look, it's Gareth Bale. Not playing golf. He's watching the World Cup. So I guess World Cup, Wales Golf, Madrid. 93rd minute. Mats Hummels is there. Oh, well, he was okay, cool. I didn't even notice. I saw Gareth Bale. '93rd minute of 98. Then we move to Iraq, Norway. Then we have Argentina, Algeria, which will be a live and review. And then, of course, we'll finish with Jordan, Austria, live or just a live. Then we'll be back tomorrow. Who's above Gareth? Would you not blame Drogba for punching the referee? I wouldn't have blamed him, but he probably would have been banned for football for life if he actually did it. So I'm glad he didn't. Drogba's a damn legend, even if he did wear a Montreal jersey for a couple of years. And it made me want to puke. It felt right to see him wearing blue, but then you see the crest and then you want to puke. At least that was me. Oh yeah, growing up, Drogba was also one of my favorite players, yes. It was, the good thing about Montreal's colors at the time was it looked like a Chelsea jersey, but then you see the crest and I wanted to puke. Playing forward. Here comes Senegal. In through the box. Shot. Goal. What a shot. Deflected in, I think, maybe 2-1 Senegal. I mean, they have enough time to maybe get a draw. Maybe. Mbaye, the substitute, Ibrahim Mbaye, the PSG man, scores. Off the hands of Magnan and into the top of the net, into the roof. Roofed it. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal by Mbai. 2-1. Will France hold on or will Senegal pull it forward? Mbappe shot. Oh my God! Golazo! Mbappe! Goal for France. Said, nah, I'm not going to let him even hope anymore. Just bang. Let's one go. 2 goals for Mbappe today. What a shot. Said, nope. Nah, we ain't going to let them. Nope. We got to put them away now. I'm going to do this one myself. I understand it now. Bang. Blows the net clean off. Is that a cannon or a nuke? Boom. Is that a cannon or a nuke? Boom. What a shot. And a little bit of a knuckleball, too. Wow, Mbappe. Just what a control and what a strike. Kylian Mbappe, 3-1. +90 +6. 3-1. Final minute of stoppage time. But that dream is lost. It was lost about 30 minutes ago. 14 career FIFA World Cup goals for Mbappe, most in France's history. 14 World Cup goals for Mbappe. History-making goal. Most in history in a World Cup for France. Wow. Ball crossed in. Hello. 98th minute. Player down, hurt. Nah, that thing's behind. Wow, what a finish there. Most FIFA World Cup goals all time. Klose with 16. Ronaldo with 15. I'm guessing that's Brazilian Ronaldo. Muller and Mbappe tie with 14. If Mbappe scores 2 more goals in the World Cup, he will be the highest, tied for the highest goal scorer in World Cup history. Oh! Is it off the line? No goal. Wow. Oh my God. Mbappe scores 3 more goals. He will be the record goal scorer in FIFA World Cup history. Probably is going to happen. It's probably going to happen. I'd be surprised if it didn't. France goes to the final. It's definitely going to happen. Full time, 3-1. Mbappe, man of the match. France wins. Lackluster first half. Dominant second half. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification to subscribe. Send us chats on the live streams. Hit that hype button to put us up in the algorithm. Hit that join button to become a member. Send us chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. Within the hour, we'll be back for the second match of Group I, Iraq and Norway. With that being said, we will be back. Of course, we have Argentina, Algeria as well today. That will also have the review to it, so we'll be live for that game and then review it. Then we'll be back for Austria, Jordan, live stream, and then tomorrow, of course, we have the 4 games: Portugal versus DR Congo, England, Croatia live RSR, Ghana, Panama live RSR, Uzbekistan, Colombia live. And then we move back on to the top of the groups, back to Group A and Group B after that. And those streams will be up soon. With that being said, I'll see you later. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. 3-1 France. See you within the hour.